Here we go. April 20th, progress over perfection. Take one. All right. All right, Steve. Here we are. You know what? It's called progress over perfection. We did the recording last Wednesday of this, but I thought I pressed the record button, but I tried Thursday and Friday and I couldn't find it. So here we are on Monday, April 20th, 2026, doing our 10 to 12 minute review. Good morning, Steve. How are you?
Good morning, Allan. I'm good. So this would be like take two of episode one.
Take two, episode one, season one.
Season one, episode one, take two. And take one is gone. So now we have to start all over.
Got to start all over.
So why are we doing this? What are we talking about here? Why are we doing a podcast, Allan? It was your idea. So tell me why you thought we should do a podcast.
Steve, we've known each other. We'll talk about this at some points, even a little bit today. We met at Leader Impact Group. We're going to be calling it LIG a couple of times in these podcasts. But a bunch of guys getting together, helping each other get better in their personal, business, and spiritual lives, and trying to be the same man in between. And I started a little earlier than you. You popped in around 2014, I believe. And all I know is got to know each other a little bit. Then we started hanging out as accountability partners since, a couple years after, so 2016. And I totally enjoy those conversations we've had at Starbucks, maybe even Chalet, a couple of, I don't know where we had conversations, but, and I know that even times when we had conversations, we've stirred some interest of those people around us. So I know what we talk about to help each other get better, help me, hope it is the same for you, but I feel like there's people out there that are curious and maybe we can help them in their journey as well.
Yeah, that sounds good. That's when you suggested this, I wasn't sure at the beginning, but the way you explained it makes sense. I mean, we've been on a journey, each of us individually, and us kind of together, and there's others of us who have been on that journey. And I think that we all have a lot to learn, and we're all growing. Not all of us, but we want to grow. So if we have that decision, we want to grow, then I think it's something that we can share with others. And certainly, we are far from perfect. So I think that's, I like the title we came up with. And we're just going to share from our personal journeys. We're going to invite some other people alongside to talk about theirs. And we really want to deal with that issue. What does it look like? What does progress look like? Because none of us are ever going to achieve perfection. So, and I think what you said there makes sense. For me, we first met in 2014 when I walked into Leader Impact, a group in Markham, at AMJ Campbell offices, invited by Denny Frappier. And I was just at the beginning of a recommitment in my faith journey. So I had a long period of about 30 years when I kind of had drifted away from my faith. And so connecting with that group and people like you was really beneficial to me and really instrumental in my life at work, at home, and my spiritual life. So hopefully we can share some of those stories and talk about some of the things we've learned, and also bring some interesting guests who are maybe in a different place than us that they can share theirs as well.
We're going to go off script like we always, I think we're going to do many times on this stuff, but something that popped in when we were getting prepared last week, there was two things. Oh no, there's one thing that popped in last week and one that popped into my head right now. Well, one of the biggest, foundational pieces, because I've been in sales in some shape, form, or another since the mid-90s. My first sales training on a small company was my sales manager told me, get the PO and worry about the rest later. And that in some one way, shape, or form, it shaped a lot of my sales thought processes and a few things that I do outside of that as well. But something else popped into my head while you were speaking there is, you know what, Steve? We don't know if two people are going to watch this, or at that Rogers commercial, maybe we'll get up to 11 one day. But you know what, even if just a few people listen, us doing this, I think every time in my life when we taught something or tried teaching something, I actually grew as well. So I hope that happens for you and I, because we're here, we want to help others on their journey, but ultimately be amazing if we grow as well, right, Steve?
Yeah, and I think your line about get the PO and figure things out later. I write a weekly post on Substack, and I actually referenced that on what I wrote last week because it really made me think about all the things in my life that I've had great ideas. I'm a strategy guy. I like to think things through, plan them. Oftentimes I do so much planning, I never actually start the process. I never actually do it.
Yeah.
So I'm really good at planning, but I'm not so good at executing. So this was the opposite. I have zero preparation for this. I'm trusting that you had a plan and that you had some ideas. I know you jotted down some, but we've probably thrown those out the window already. So it's like, and I put in my post this past week, it was my 52nd week in a row writing. I started that 52 weeks ago with no idea what I was doing. So I haven't done that very often. And actually the timing is interesting that week one of this podcast, it was week 52 of my writing that I started with no plan and no thought what I was going to write. Just knew that I had some time on my schedule. So I've always wanted to write. And so I decided rather than wait till I can write a book, I would just write a weekly article and post it into the world to see. And I have more than 11 subscribers. I think I'm up just around 50. So it took a year. So maybe a year from now, we'll have 50 people listening to this. But it also has made me think that when I was writing, I wasn't just writing for me, I was writing for my family. Because once I post those things, they don't go away. So the courage to be able to post something out in the world, and like we're going to put this thing out in the world on YouTube and wherever else, and we have no idea who's going to be listening to this. But if you are listening to this, maybe there's something in your life that you're like me, you've been planning it, talking about it, thinking about it, worrying about it. Maybe take Allan's advice and just get the PO, figure it out later. So just say, hey, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to start writing. I'm going to start going to the gym. I'm going to start drinking less. I'm going to start spending a date night a week with my wife, whatever it is, something that you can start even this week. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just start it and see what happens. So I love that. That could almost be our sub theme is get the PO and figure the rest out later. So I like that.
Steve, I think you hit the nail on the head. So I think, we don't want to go on to it. This is an intro. We're going to be doing this on a somewhat regular basis. We don't know if it's going to be every month to start or every 2 to 3 weeks. I think we're going to keep this short for today, but we just want to encourage men that Stephen and I, we took steps in our lives in 2010 and 2014, respectively, that we had no idea what we were going to get into. We didn't know what the journey was. We just trusted, joined a group called Leader Impact Group, and it's made a ton of difference in my life. I feel like Steve, maybe it's you feel the same way. And we're going to give you some links, some opportunities. We're going to connect it to this stuff because with what Steve does in his life coaching business, I'm in real estate, but I also do a lot of fellowship in the community. So we have connections that if you just reach out and be a little bit vulnerable, which we're going to be, Stephen and I are hoping that we can help you take even little baby steps, like he said, to do something a little bit that you never thought you were going to do.
Yeah, that's great. And if you heard my dog barking, there's some progress. I'm figuring out how to get him to be quiet during the 10 minutes we record this. So I went on mute, but he decided he wanted to be part of it too. And there's two of them running around here, so you may see or hear one of them. But yeah, I think for me and for you, both the idea that as men, it's very easy just to go about our days and our weeks and our months and our years and not really think about life too much, but just be doers. And so I think just to think about, the purpose of your life and the people that you impact. And this is what we want to talk about is really, really thinking about the purpose of what we're doing, why we're doing it. And is there an opportunity for us to grow personally and not just for our own benefit, but for those around us, starting with our family, that inner circle, and then going out from there. And so hopefully you'll join us. We're going to try to give you good value for your time. I think we're going to keep this one under 10 minutes and we'll be back in a couple weeks or sooner. And feel free to reach out to us if you have anything you want to talk about, or hey, maybe you want to come on the podcast and be a guest. We don't have a guest list yet. So if you've never been on a podcast, I've been fortunate enough to do, I think, 4 of them as guest. My first one as host. So, and the ones I did as guest, I had no idea what to expect and just did it and it worked out great. So maybe you want to be a guest for a first time. We'd be willing to take that on and let you be a guest on our podcast. So reach out to Allan or to me and we'll see if we can make that happen.
All right. I think this is a great start. However, I do want to put a little teaser out there because, we all have different giftings. Maybe we haven't been guests on a ton of podcasts, but I feel like there's a possibility of a really exciting guest that even has a connection to the Raptors. That's going to be our first guest. And that's just a little bit a teaser because Steve and I have come to understand that, yeah, we all have different giftings, but because of us being real and who we are, we both met this gentleman in different walks of our life. And it was just amazing that it's a connection. I'm going to love sharing that story if this comes to fruition. So a little tease for you guys. It's going to be a great story. I don't even know how it's going to come together, but it's just funny when Steven and I realized that we both know this same gentleman, and it'd be great to have him.
Yeah, that'd be fun. And, we'll tell you a little bit more about ourselves, but this really isn't about us. It's about you and about just trying to figure out a way to, if we can help you grow. And so thanks for joining us on episode 1 and season 1, episode 1, take 2. And hopefully we'll see you soon. Over and out. Bye.
All right. Take care. Have a great one, everybody.